What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the MPP, the Noam Patrick podcast, and this is episode number 49. 49. Hopefully, everyone's having a great week. Um, Noah and I couldn't strike gold twice. Uh, Thursday night football, Commanders versus the Packers. I think a lot of people didn't know what the deal was with the Packers. Was it just a fluke game, one-off game versus the Lions, or were they actually that team? And I would have to say they're that team of how dominant they were. They didn't blow them out, but man, that defense is wild.
Yeah, that secondary is, I think, the most surprising part to me. They lost their best corner from last year, Jair Alexander. He's not there anymore, and they have a few new guys in the secondary. So that was one where I thought it was kind of shaky. Obviously, their defensive line with Parsons and the Van Ness, who they drafted a few
Yeah,
years ago. I think it's Van Ness. Um, who has looked? They both look really well together. They complement each other very well in the pass rush. So
yeah,
they look great up front. I was just questioning that secondary, and their secondary was able to um, stop the deep ball from being thrown. Pretty much. There's a lot of dump downs from Jaden Daniels last night. Uh, he was not able to run the ball effectively.
yeah,
So. Hey, that Packers defense might be the real deal. Obviously, there's still a lot of season left, but the first two games against some high-powered offenses with the
yeah,
Commanders and Detroit Lions, uh, they looked really good. They did look a little less dominant yesterday against the Commanders, but they still looked um, good down the stretch. They're able to
yeah,
hold the Commanders.
yeah. That's what I was gonna say. They held them at the end there. The Commanders did get it within a score.
Yeah,
And then the Packers just went down the field and scored. Shout out to Tucker Kraft, 24 points on my fantasy team. So good for
there
him.
you go.
Yeah. So at least there was one winner last night, and that happened to be me. But like eight others chose the Commanders to win. Everyone else chose the Packers. So um, that's how it kind of went last night in our Pick'em League. But got a long season, long weekend ahead of us. Doesn't really matter. It would have been nice, but you
Yeah,
know,
it's going to be an uphill battle this week, but hey. We just have to win the rest of them, and I'm pretty confident that they're all right.
yeah, should be a fun weekend. Anything else from Thursday night that you notice? Eckler out.
Austin Eckler got hurt. Jaden Reed is probably going to be out a
Oh,
few weeks. He was already battling injury, and then now I think it was his foot, and now he broke his shoulder,
dislocated. Yeah,
or yeah, just look at his collar or some collarbone or something.
yeah.
Um,
Eckler torn Achilles, so
Out for the
he's done,
year.
which
So
is
all of
crazy.
you who drafted whatever his name is, the
Tchaikovsky Merritt.
the rookie who did not look very good last night, but first game he did have a good first game, so he'll
Yeah.
get more looks down the line here. Um,
Um,
Debo Samuel, go-to guy right now for the Commanders. I do think Jaden Daniels missed a few wide open looks to like McLaurin. And then there was a few drops. I think it was Diami Brown or is it Noah Brown? I don't know. One of the two.
Noah, bro.
And Noah Brown dropped a pretty crucial pass early on in the game. I was trying to watch it, but I was also I had class, so I couldn't watch the whole thing. But
Yes.
um, I caught those little glimpses when I could. And Packer side, I mean, I don't think the offense was really dominating, but the defense was just able to get them in good positions. And uh,
Josh Jacobs scored another touchdown. Someone said it's 10 games straight with the touchdown. So
yeah, so yeah, Josh Jacobs was
solid pickup.
solid. I mean, he's basically a guaranteed 65 yards and a touchdown every game.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I said, there was times I saw Jordan Love throw the ball. I was just like, what is this guy doing out there? But but then he also throws a ball. You're just like, wow, that was a great throw. So,
Yeah.
still not sold on Jordan Love yet, but he's definitely not the worst quarterback to have on your team.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the headlines for this week. Noah, what do we got?
Yeah, so we got some MLB news. The MLB season is winding down here. There's 13 games left, about 13, depending on who your team is. 13, 14 games left in the season. Um, so take a look right now of the standings, the MLB standings, and who will be making the playoffs, who is close to making the playoffs, and who's close to falling out of playoff contention. So right now it's looking like the AL East, pretty solid group. They're gonna get potentially three teams in there. Uh, I mean, the Jays, 99% chance to make it. The Yankees have a 99% chance to make it, and the Red Sox are at 90%. Both the Yankees and the Red Sox are top of the wild card. Uh, Depending on how the last few games go, the Red Sox are on a two-game losing streak, and the two teams chasing them are hot right now. Seattle, 6-game win streak, and the Rangers 5-game win streak. They're both only 2 games behind of the Red Sox. So, um, but Seattle's the third team in the wild card, so they're not really chasing. But um, the Rangers 1.5 back, and the Guardians 3 games back. But I don't know if the Guardians have the firepower to get in once the Red Sox keep losing and the Rangers get cold.
Hmm.
But surprisingly, the Royals do not find themselves in playoff contention. Uh, they were my pick to win the AL Central. They had a kind of a disappointing year, 74 and 74 right now. The Tigers uh, are are the first in that division, um, with a 99% chance to make the playoffs. Because if they don't win their division, then they're most likely gonna get a wild card spot. So
Yeah.
yeah. And the Astros, Mariners, and Rangers all separated by half a game and 2 games. So that one, whoever wins that division, no guarantee they make it in the wild card. So we'll see. Right now, it's showing the Mariners have a 90% chance to make the playoffs, and the Astros have an 80. I'm guessing they're basing it off of strength of schedule. I
Yeah.
don't know what their schedules are down the to the wire here, but Mariners are hot, and they made some good moves at the deadline to
Yeah.
improve their offense. So they're looking pretty good. The AL is gonna probably a little more exciting coming down to the end because, like I
Yeah.
said, it's the wild card. I mean, it's up for grabs with the Yankees, Red Sox, Mariners,
Yeah.
Rangers, Guardians right here. All those 3 teams.
Yeah. Didn't Seattle
Well,
hit a walk-off last night or 2 nights ago?
maybe I haven't been keeping track, but
Oh.
they Seattle, if you're a Giants fan, is kind of like the Giants of the West. They win a lot of close games.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, especially the old Giants teams when they were making it to the playoffs and winning those World Series games. Just torturous games to watch a lot of the time. And somehow they pull it out. And that's looking like what the Mariners are kind of doing down the stretch here.
Yeah.
In the NL, um,
Also exciting.
yeah, also exciting. The Phillies technically have won the division, but they haven't. Mathematically, it's not over yet. I think uh they're like 1 game out from clinching it or something like that
Yeah.
mathematically. But yeah, they're basically in the Phillies and the Mets. Man, the Mets are in a downward spiral right now. They've lost 7 games in a row, and they're last in the wild card spot. They're the third spot in the wild card spot, so they are potentially in danger of getting out of the playoff race. So we'll get back to them a little later. But Brewers. We're going to make the playoffs, and the Cubs are going to make the playoffs. It's just whoever's going to win that division. Brewers best record in baseball. Somehow find a way to always
It's
have the
wild.
best record in baseball.
Yeah. Weren't
NL
they
Central
criticized this year for like not really making any moves or at the
yeah, and they
deadline?
somehow
Right?
find ways
Yeah.
to win. Just like it seems like that every year. They make a questionable decision at the trade deadline. They don't make any moves in the off
Yeah.
season. do something that uh, people think, oh, well, now they're gonna lose because why do they make this move?
Yeah.
But they find ways to win, and best record in baseball. So definitely will be making the playoffs, um, and will most likely win the division, up 6 games over the Cubs. I don't really see them losing out to the Cubs there. But last but not least, the NL West. Dodgers and Padres fighting for the who's going to win that division. 82 wins for the Dodgers, 80 wins for the Padres, and then the Giants, who has one of the worst records in baseball since adding their star hitter Rafael Devers. They've just gotten hot out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And although they did lose a one, or they're on a 1 game losing streak right now, they at one point were like 12-2 over the
Yeah.
last 14 games. Absolutely insane, which leads to the wild card race where now they are 1 game behind the New York Mets because of the Mets 7 game losing streak. So that is going to be coming down to the
Yeah.
wire. Um, I mean, and don't count out the Reds. They are still right there with the Giants, who they're going to be fighting for that last spot if the Mets continue to slide,
Yeah.
which
A lot of people are predicting that
the
they're missing the playoffs, that they
Mets,
don't have enough enough arms. Is that what the case is? Their pitching is
their pitching staff is yeah,
oh
they've called up a few rookies to come in and down the stretch here and make some appearances probably a little earlier than people expected. Um, I can't remember all their names right now, but
yeah.
I know recently someone who was compared their style of pitching is compared to Tim Lincecum.
Oh yeah, I know
I
that
can't remember
guy.
his last name. It starts with a T, I think, but I can't remember exactly what it
He
is. I don't want
pitches
to
like
say the wrong
exactly
name.
like Tim Lincecum, right? Is it that
Yeah,
guy?
they have the same follow through. I
Yeah,
wouldn't say it's
yeah,
exactly the same, but the same follow through. Um, but yeah, the Mets are still considered the favorite to make the playoffs right now with a 70% chance, and then the Giants with 11%, and the Reds with a 16% chance. Probably because the Giants do face the Dodgers this
6 more
weekend and
times.
next weekend, I think. Yeah, so they have some tough games there, and also the Dodgers want to win those games so they can guarantee to win a division.
Yeah,
So that is going to be down to the wire for sure. It's going to be fun to watch if you're a fan of specifically the Reds, Giants, and the Mets. Uh, not as much fun with the Mets because of their losing streak, but um, and they put themselves in this in this position. But it'll be fun, just as a baseball fan, to
yeah.
watch the fight into the playoffs every year is always fun. Don't count the Diamondbacks though; they are super close. Probably about 3 games behind, and then also St. Louis 4 or 5 games behind. But I don't think they'll be able to get in. Um, it's definitely going to be between Giants, Diamondbacks, and Reds who are
Yeah.
fighting for that last spot and to take from the Mets.
Which is crazy too because the Diamondbacks were sellers at the deadline. They
Yeah,
got rid of everyone, and at one point they overtook the Giants. I mean, that's how bad the Giants were during
yeah.
the summer. So, um, yeah, hopefully the Giants, keep it rolling. All you gotta do is win. That's all you can do. So,
Yeah.
um,
And then
well,
if you're a Giants fan out there, even if they don't make the playoffs this year, it should be a positive sign seeing how Willy Adames and Rafael Devers are hitting, especially in Oracle Park,
yeah.
which is not a hitter friendly park, and they're still mashing. So that's great to see, and hopefully they can keep it rolling and sneak in. We'll see what happens with the Mets. It's really all up to the Mets right now. Um, 7 game losing streak. When you kind of get in that funk, it kind of gets to you. So
Especially at the end of the season, you're trying to just trying to get to the playoffs. So,
yeah, but Mets are a great home team, but an awful away team. And the rest of the teams trying to get in are a lot more even, have even splits. Giants are basically even 37-35, 37-37 on the road. Um, and then the Reds are 40-34 at home and 34-38 compared to the Mets who are 31-44 on the road and
mm,
45-28 at home. So, depending on they must have more home games because they have a higher chance to make the playoffs down the road here. But still a lot of September left, 13 crucial games, and only 1 game separate. the Giants and the Reds from the Mets. So that will be a fun watch.
This is when you get back into baseball. You know, you you you
Very
kind of,
beginning,
you kind of follow along in the middle of the season. Okay, we won, we lost, we won, we lost, whatever. Trade deadline, of course, that's a ma major milestone, and then end of the season playoff run. It's when you start getting into it. You get back
yeah,
in.
very beginning, All-Star break, trade deadline. If your team's doing good or bad, you want to see if they sell or who they're selling or who they bring in. And then right now, the fight for October.
162 games. These games started late March. It's just
Yep,
wild.
the long
It's
season. But hey, that that's why we love the game of baseball.
Yep,
Because
exactly.
even with all those games, it still comes down to the last 13.
Yep.
So yeah, you people want a shortened season. I don't know. This works out pretty well, I think.
Just gotta make it to the end. See what happens.
Yeah.
Um, I'll go with NBA. Finish off with some NFL and get into our NFL underdog picks. Shout out to everyone that tuned in on TikTok. Pretty good numbers there with our first video back. But
I don't think we
NBA,
got a single pick right.
it's okay. It's fine. We don't. No one needs to know that.
Sorry, cut it out.
Yeah, cut that one out. Back to the NBA and Kawhi Leonard. Um, like we said, it's been a couple days since we last heard what's really going on. I think the NBA, Adam Silver mentioned it on someone's podcast or on ESPN that they're still looking into it. But Pablo Torre, still being the guy he is, still digging into this investment or sponsorship endorsement for Kawhi Leonard from Aspiration. Uh, he kept digging, found something else. Dennis Wong, who owns 1% of the Clippers, which is wild. Ballmer owns 99%. Dennis Wong owns 1%. He invested $2 million dollars into Aspiration when the company was free falling, basically going into bankruptcy before they filed. Supposedly, Aspiration didn't have $1.7 million dollars to pay Kawhi for his endorsement. And then, Dennis Wong invests this $2 million, dollars, and the 9 days later, Kawhi gets paid in full. And on the same day, 20% of the employees at Aspiration get laid off.
Wow.
So, another piece to the puzzle here. It's very suspicious again of how Kawhi Leonard is getting paid. Last week we talked about him, he's getting 28 million. Everyone else is not really getting anything and the company filed for bankruptcy, but he was still getting his 28 million dollars by aspiration. So, interesting stuff going on and no
Yeah, and
punishment
no one
yet.
has really come out against it. We
Yeah.
have yet to hear from Kawhi. Probably never hear from Kawhi.
Ballmer keeps
Um,
denying it. He's
yep.
yeah, sticking to his guns, not really saying anything. So, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how. I don't remember. I think the NBA is going to investigate. So we'll
Yeah.
see what they come up with because that's the real kind of decision maker because they are going to be the ones who decide what kind of punishments or any kind of uh, demands or whatever they need to
Yeah.
do.
The only thing people are saying is that the owners are Adam Silver's boss. So a lot of people are speculating that the punishment may not be as harsh as previous incidents that happened, in earlier years. So they think the punishment may not be as many draft picks or probably just going to be a fine, maybe. I don't know. So uh,
Yeah.
a
And
lot
I
of
think
people,
historically Adam Silver's known more as a lenient kind of
yeah,
soft,
doesn't really bring down the hammer on anyone.
yeah, compared to David Stern, who was really strict on stuff like this or any other type of player stuff. And Adam Silver's more player friendly kind of guy.
Yeah, the last incident, I forgot what the last name was, but 5 first round draft picks were taken away. The owner GM was suspended without pay, and the player was suspended. Um, I think for the whole year or whatever. So that's a pretty crazy uh punishment there. I don't think it's gonna be like that. It should be. I
Probably
don't think
not,
so.
but I mean, it's kind of at the point. Like, do you even? I know, like when this first came out, a lot of people were calling for Balmer to get the team taken from him. Does it get to that point? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think Silver will go there, but like it's kind of like would Kawhi have even gone to the Clippers if this was not an option? Like, it just makes you question. Like, this is an extra $28 million. Would he have gone somewhere else if another team had offered the same deal?
Yeah.
Which it came out that the deal was asked for, I guess. Like something like this was asked for from the Lakers and another team. I can't remember the other team, but they denied anything. I talked about it last week, I think, or
Yep.
2 weeks ago.
Yep. But yeah, more news. Of course, we'll be following it. And then on to the NFL after week one. I made a list of teams that do you think they should be worrying right now? It's all speculation. It's week one, but some teams are looking better than others. And list of teams. Are you worried? Or are you not worried about them? First on the list, we got the Dolphins. Worried or not worried?
I think based on this list, they're the only team that should be worried. But yeah, Dolphins team. I don't know what's going on. That team's in free fall. Like I said last, I think. Like I don't know what direction that team's gonna go. Like they can't get rid of Tua's contract. They can't trade him. The only thing they would do is eat the money and get rid, like just
Cut him.
release him, which
Yeah.
I don't think they will do till like unless he continues to be this bad throughout the year. Um,
People are saying Mike McDaniel won't even make it to, week 6, 7.
yeah, they're saying he's gonna get fired, which a lot of
Tyreek
people were
Hill
calling
may
for him
get
to be fired
traded.
last year.
Yeah.
Tyreek apparently wanted to be traded in the off season, and then he came out saying he didn't want to be traded, or he never said that or something. But
Yeah.
there's always a little bit of truth to those kind of rumors. Um, I mean, I think if you're a Dolphins fan, I think also I saw a little stat that the Dolphins haven't made the playoffs or won a playoffs game is since 2000. So, um,
Yeah. The other stat is crazy is that Tyreek Hill hasn't had a 30-yard plus reception in over a year. That's
I mean,
wild.
he's supposed to be
He's
top
probably
five receiver in the
yeah,
league.
the fastest player as well.
Yeah, he's
Um,
always open downfield, but Tua just can't reach it.
no. Next on the list, I got the Lions after week one, getting shut out by the Packers. New coordinators. I would be a little worried. The offense didn't really have a good flow. They were the number one scoring offense last year, and they only put up 17 points week one. And
See,
most of the
I
guys
think
came back, so I would be a
yeah,
little worried.
I would be more worried if the Packers defense was a lot worse yesterday, but they still looked really good. So,
No,
it just makes you think the Packers are they're just probably going to have one of the best defenses this year. So, shout out to Jerry Jones for that.
thank you, Jerry Jones. Yeah, Lions play the Bears this week, so see what happens. Ben Johnson playing his old team.
Yep.
Next on the list, I got the Chiefs. Giving up 4 touchdowns to Justin Herbert. Um, Travis Kelce knocking out Xavier Worthy. Don't have a top two wide receivers. I would say a little worried if they lose on at home versus the Eagles this week.
Yeah, I'd be worried because last year a lot of their wins were because of their defense, and their defense did not look very good. Um, but also Justin Herbert, I think, is one of the best quarterbacks in the league when he's completely healthy. And he does get hurt a little bit throughout the year in the
Yeah,
past, so he kind of slows down. But I mean, the dude's an animal, so it could be Justin Herbert is just that good, or the Chiefs defense is gonna fall off the end here a little bit, and that's what kind of carried them last year when they were only scoring like 13 points
yeah,
every other game.
yeah. Next I got the Ravens just because they blew a 15-point lead with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Um, are they ever gonna get over the hump, trying to win these big games? They face the Browns this week, which a team that could be sneaky, could put up a good fight for them, I'll say the least.
Yeah, I don't think the Ravens have anything to worry
No.
about. I mean, they lost a tough game to the Bills, who are one of the best teams in the league. Last year
Yeah.
were one of the best teams, were probably a favorite to make the Super Bowl and unfortunately lost, but before they can get there. But
I still think they're gonna make the playoffs. Probably
yeah,
have a
I would
chance to
not be
get to it.
worried about the Ravens
Yeah.
at all. I mean, Derrick Henry still looked as good as ever. Lamar was making some good
Yeah.
throws. It's just unlucky, I think.
They said Derrick Henry's on pace for 3,000 yards this year after week one.
Derrick Henry's just he's a different animal. I don't know.
Yeah. And then I put our teams on there. I would say I'm a little worried about the Niners just because of injuries.
Yeah.
That's tough way to start the year with Purdy going down, Kittle going down, Jawan Jennings out, Brandon Ayuk still out, and who else am I missing? Someone else, but Mac Jones starting. See how it goes versus the Saints. So not a tough opponent, but I'm worried.
Yeah, like you said, injuries and then some of their losses from defense last year would
Yeah,
make me worry about their defense. But um, yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Injuries part of the game. That's why you can never guess how the seasons are going to go because week one injuries, you're out 4 weeks.
yeah, and then of course the Bears. Noah.
I mean, I'm not worried. I think they can still be good and they can still potentially make the playoffs, like as a wild card. But um, I'm more worried about the division because the Packers look insane. Like
Yeah,
the Packers are probably good, and they have a pretty easy schedule coming up. Like the next 6 weeks are pretty easy for them, and then the Bears have the second hardest schedule in the league. So. Um, I think they still have a chance to be good, but I mean, first year, new head coach, they looked really good in the first half. They just have to continue to look good on offense. Sometimes they kind of just fall off. Like
yeah,
last year, they would have a lead and they kind of just
can't close.
play safe, and they should just continue to keep. Uh,
Yeah,
and they need a better run game. I don't think John J. Swift is the guy. I mean, he's a good receiving back, but he's not the running back they need.
yeah, yeah. I don't think I'm as worried. With the Bears, I think Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams just need to find their groove still. This is the first time Ben Johnson had like a second year, basically, kind of rookie QB, still learning. So should be interesting how they move forward. And yeah, and I would have to agree with everyone. I don't know what Caleb Williams was wearing, the gray t-shirt. That was a big
Oh.
thing that I saw.
I think the
It looks
Doomsday was
so
also
ugly.
wearing a gray t-shirt, so I don't know what that
Oh,
was, but
that's rough.
but also Jalen Johnson was out, Gordon was out, their two best corners were out. So I mean, it's injuries thing on defense, so we'll see down the
Yeah,
line what happens.
yeah. But that is it for our headlines this week. Let us know what you think about those. And now on to our underdog picks that we got all right last week.
Yeah, so week two of our NFL underdog picks. We're gonna start off with the Cincinnati Bengals, high-powered offense. Last game, they didn't look too great offensively, but they're going against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have one of the weakest secondaries. So I'm gonna go with T. Higgins, higher than 66 and a half receiving yards. I think it could be a nice little game for both of the receivers out there uh, for the Bengals. Next, another receiver, Stephon Diggs, going against a Miami team that looked awful against Daniel Jones and the Colts receivers. So Stephon Diggs higher than 40 and a half receiving yards. Hopefully Drake May has a good game. against the Dolphins. And then last but not least, the man who the 49ers need to lead the team to victory against the worst team in the NFL, the New Orleans Saints, Christian McCaffrey. I think they're going to lean on him pretty heavily. I don't know if they'll be able to get a lead, but I think they're still going to run the ball a lot with Christian McCaffrey. So higher than 18 and a half rushing attempts for Christian McCaffrey. I think they're going to try to stay away from Mac Jones throwing the ball too much.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Onto my picks, I got CeeDee Lamb getting a touchdown versus the New York Giants. He did drop four passes last week, but I think that's all gonna get fixed. I mean, the ball got put right into his hands. I think he's gonna have a strong game against the Giants. Next, I got Aaron Rodgers higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns versus the Seahawks. DK Metcalf playing his old team. Maybe a little revenge game for him. Couple touchdowns. But Aaron Rodgers looked really good in the first game, throwing four touchdowns. Um, and then finally, I got Keon Coleman for the Buffalo Bills, higher than 46.5 receiving yards, going up against the Jets. Uh, Coleman looks like the number one wide receiver right now for the Bills. Had over 100 yards last game versus the Ravens. So I feel pretty confident. Those three
Yeah,
picks.
so those are our picks for week two of the NFL season. $1 gets you uh, pretty much $40 if you get every pick right, or you can flex it 28 if you get every pick right, or like $7 if one gets wrong, something like that. $3, I don't know.
Let's go. Nice. Yeah, we went all running backs basically last week, and we
Yeah,
went all wide receivers this week except one. I think I went one. What's it? Tight end last week or wide receiver last week. So see how this goes.
you've got your pick supercharged, double your payout for 60 cents more.
Sign me up.
Count me in. Every single one has to be right though.
Oh,
So $1.60 on that one.
nice. But that's it. Episode 49 in the books. Hopefully everyone has a great weekend full of football. Don't forget college football on Saturdays now. Couple big games. Georgia at Tennessee. Uh, what's the other big one? Oregon at Northwestern. Duh. Can't
Huge.
forget about that one. Oklahoma at Temple, I think. So we'll see how those go. But yeah, that's it. See everyone in
Yeah.
the next one.
So yeah.